up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Sharp Moves. I'm Dane Sharp, and what we have here is a Tesla P100D, which is the most ludicrous, ballistic, crazy sports sedan on the planet right now. It does 0 to 60 in a claimed 2.8 seconds, faster than a LaFerrari, faster than a 918 Porsche. And today we're going to take it for a little drive and see if it lives up to everything that it's sort of meant to. Let's go. Alright guys, coming around the front of the vehicle here. Beautiful rims on these. This one's on 21 inches with huge calipers. This vehicle has regenerative braking. So anytime you take your foot off the brake pedal, the car naturally slows down on its own. Coming around the front of the vehicle here. So new for 2017. As we said, this is a 2017 model. You get your updated headlights. That come in 3 different positions. These new headlights are able to contract your steering angle and speed position and really sort of adjust the lights correctly to exactly sort of what you need. So that's new for 2017. Obviously, because this is an electric powered vehicle, there's no need for a front grille. There's no cooling system needed or anything. So that really gave Tesla the ability to, go outside the design sort of mold and do something a little bit different here. You can see the bottom sort of accents are all just sort of for design elements. They're not sort of functional because there's no need for air intake. But looks really cool. All right, guys, so that's what the key looks like. Pretty cool. Not too bad. Better than your sort of basic, sort of mediocre key. It says Model S on it. Fairly lightweight. It's got all the buttons. This is a button here. It looks like it only has one button, to be honest. Little Tesla logo there. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, pretty cool. So just getting a little look around here, guys. This car is finished in obsidian black with chrome accents. I think this is a beautiful spec. Personally, I would love to black out the chrome sort of accents just to give it that nice sort of clean, sort of menacing look. Obviously it is, the highest flagship model. So I think just that dark sort of menacing sort of black accents would really sort of finish off this vehicle well, but definitely looks really nice. It's finished with black interior as well, and we'll get to that shortly. All right, guys, so this particular spec is the 2017 Tesla P100D. When it was new, it retailed for $160,000, give or take. Obviously, this vehicle competes with the Porsche Panamera S, which is in that sort of ballpark region. Audi S8, and then the Mercedes AMG S63, all in the sort of same ballpark. Obviously, talking performance, you get way more in this vehicle. The 0 to 60 is just unbelievable. Practicality, unbelievable. Not filling up gas every 10 seconds. But I think where the other vehicles in this sort of sort of market are going to win out is in the interior, and you're going to see that very shortly.
excited to
at the interior here, guys. Beautiful sort of spec. Obviously obsidian black on the exterior, all black leather on the interior, right? Tesla has a very sort of minimalistic, beautiful way of doing their interiors. Wood grain dashboard. And in my opinion, this is where Tesla really sort of stands out and has really sort of set the sort of basis, or set the bar high for all sort of digital displays. Look at the size of this user interface. Really, really responsive. Basically the whole car is controlled from this screen. So very, very cool. And then just in the middle here, guys, another beautiful display here that gives you all the sort of, you know, all the details of the vehicle and how it's operating. Tells you what model you're in. It's really nice to look down and see that P100D and know that you're in something special every time you look down. Very, very cool. You know, you can obviously control things on the left side and the right side here. This is opening the sunroof or closing the sunroof. Very, very cool. And I'm doing that right there. Open and close. Very, very cool. Yeah. On the left side, I've got some more controls as well. I can go volume up with the radio. Obviously the radio's not on, but I can go up and down with it. Very, very cool. Yeah, so just, I mean, all in all, you know, you can see that because it's an electric vehicle, it doesn't need a big, huge center stack, which gives you a lot more sort of space. You can see that you've got just a lot of extra room than you would in a normal sort of gas-powered vehicle. You don't need all the things that go into a, you know, gas-powered vehicle. All we have here underneath is a battery pack in the front, a battery pack in the back, which should, you know, really, really help for body roll when we're driving the vehicle and keeping it nice and stable and sort of the center of gravity very, very sort of nice and neutral. All right, guys, so first go in the P100D Tesla. Let's take it for a little spin and see how we go. So first sort of reaction, first thing I feel right away is the regenerative braking. As soon as you take your foot off, you know, similar to a gas-powered engine, when you're in manual mode and you take your foot off the gas pedal, it slows down a little bit. This really slows down. You can really, really sort of feel the effect. There are two modes to the regenerative braking. I had it in the standard mode, which you really sort of bites when you take your foot off the pedal. I now have it in low mode, which is kind of feels like the norm with the gas-powered engine. When you let your foot off, it doesn't really bite the way it does in the standard mode. With the standard mode, going back to standard mode again, you really, really sort of feel that bite. You're really feeling it, which is very cool because you don't even need the brake pedal when you're driving. When you're on the freeway or something like that and you want to slow down just slightly, you just take your foot off the gas pedal slightly and it really decreases the speed almost immediately. It's very, very cool. I'm first gonna drive it in the most sort of relaxed sort of mode. And it's called chill mode, comfort mode, and just sort of, you know, feel how it is. Feel like I'm sort of riding on an air bubble, not feeling the bumps as much. It's pretty good. That regenerative braking is really hard though. I really, really sort of feel that. You know, in a normal car, when I'm starting to come up to a light, I take my foot off the gas pedal way, way later. Whereas here, you know, if I take my foot off the gas pedal at the same time, I'm having to put my foot back on the gas pedal to get up to the light again, because the regenerative braking is pulling me back or slowing me down very, very quickly, which is very interesting. I like the chunky sort of steering wheel, right? Nice big chunky sort of steering wheel. You can feel like you're in something sort of special. So we're gonna put it down in comfort mode and see how fast she goes. Yeah, it's quick. Even in comfort mode, it's still got some pep. Okay, so we've skipped through the sport mode and we're right to ludicrous. We're one step from the top, which is ludicrous plus. Let's move the steering to sport as well. Okay, right away I can feel it sort of tightening up a little bit more. Right, as I come around this this bend. The other cool thing about this car is if you look at the digital dashboard, you can really see these two lines where the car sort of, it almost tells you when you're going off the sort of lines, when you're veering out of your lane a little bit, which makes it very, very easy to sort of get your bearings in the vehicle. So with that being said, let's move to max power. we're gonna give it our first sort of hit. So we're at 40, let's go down to about 45 miles per hour right now. Okay, we got a little straightaway, 40 miles per hour. Let's hit it. Ah! Wow, unbelievable. That's like unlike anything I've ever felt. The amount of torque is just, it's insane. An instant. Yeah, amazing, amazing. Just puts your head right to the seat. I think what we do now is we give her a launch. What everyone's come to see is the 0 to 60 launch control. I also love how it's signaling me that I have little things on the right here. If I'm getting a little close to the curb on this side, I get a little yellow indicator. If there's something on this side that's a little bit low, that's maybe out of my line of sight, I get a little indicator. It's very cool. All right, let's put it down. All right, here we go. Foot in it, here we go, and go. 60. Oh my God, that is insane. Insane speed, Aventador speed. That's incredible. That is incredible. So you get this artificial sort of Jetsons sort of like feeling when you mash the gas pedal, and obviously you're not in a V6, V8 sort of combustion engine, but it's cool how Tesla, I guess all electric vehicles, this one per se gives you that sort of immediate sort of response. The one thing I should point out, guys, is we've been launching this for the last sort of half an hour. We've probably done 6 or 7 launches, and we can see that the car, if you can hear this, it's in this mode where it almost seems like it's like sort of hurting a little bit. It's almost like we've depleted the battery a little bit, which is a little bit worrying. We're not gonna launch it anymore just for fear that we damage the vehicle. But you know, while the battery is capable of doing it, it's pretty amazing. But that's just something as a buyer, something to think about. I get the feeling that you can't just launch this thing all day long. I think it can be sort of hurtful to the battery. And guys, when I talk about the torque, it's like, it's immediate. It's there, you know, whether I'm at 20, 30, 40 miles per hour and I mash the pedal, it's gone. It's instant, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's unreal. I wish I could get up beside that Porsche 911 there, or this Porsche 911, because I would just absolutely take them to the cleaners. Aside from the horsepower, it just feels like a heavy car. The acceleration, you can't get past the amount of acceleration, torque, and horsepower. It's everything in this vehicle. It's the selling point of the vehicle. It's unreal. If you're looking for a car that has insane horsepower acceleration, this is your vehicle. In terms of how the body or the car handles, that's yet to be seen. So let's get into it a little bit. We've assessed that the car is insane in terms of performance, 0 to 60, you know, launch control, handling is pretty good, you know, in straight lines. It's a really sort of modest looking car, and when I say modest, I mean, you know, it's not flashy. It doesn't look like your everyday sort of crazy performance vehicle, which a lot of people actually do like. It's a bit of a sleeper, right? You pull up beside, you know, 90% of the people in the car world, no one knows what they're beside. No one knows that you're gonna absolutely blow the doors off of them, regardless of what car they're in. We just pull up beside a 720S. This thing would probably take a 720S 0 to 60. After that, we'd probably lose, but 0 to 60, this car is unheard of. So all we have yet to do is take it and test it through the windy sort of twisty roads of the canyons here in, I shouldn't say canyons, the little windy roads of Ardmore. So let's see what she's capable of doing. Yeah, so going around the first corner, you can definitely feel the heaviness of it, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily feel like a super heavy car. I guess that's because of all the torque, all the pickup. I mean, it gets around pretty nicely. Normally when you're in a heavy car, you know, it's debilitating. The feeling is kind of chunky. This one is heavy, but it's still very sort of capable. Let's just take a Yeah, it definitely feels very centered, very low around the curves. You know, obviously the seating here is bolstering me in really nicely. Heavy on the brakes. Yeah, a little bit of body roll, but nothing crazy. Okay, not a lot of squeaking, not a lot of loss of traction, which is good. You'd think you'd get a lot of that because of the power in this vehicle, but no, it's, you know, it's staying nice and planted through the turns. Given its 4,900 pound stature, this has a 350 mile range. You know, it needs a charging station to sort of, you know, recharge your vehicle. But you can be rest assured that, you know, Tesla's got charging stations all over America, and they're continuing to pop up everywhere. So, I mean, just almost the same as a gas station. You've got charging stations everywhere. This car charges to 70% max battery power in 20 minutes. So when you stop to charge your vehicle, you're almost max capacity in 20 minutes. As quickly as it takes you to go in, grab a hamburger and fries and a drink at a truck stop, back in your vehicle, you've got 70% of your battery ready to go again. That's probably, you know, a high 200, 280 miles worth of range again, which is very cool. All right, so guys, we haven't really touched a lot on the autonomous driving sort of features of the vehicle. Obviously the vehicle, it's a Tesla. You know, they're putting their software, they're putting their hardware in place for full autonomous driving. That being said, there have been a lot of sort of idiots on the road that, you know, are sort of driving, you know, recklessly with autonomous driving. I want you guys to realize that we're not at full autonomous driving yet. So you can't drive I couldn't jump in the back seat of this vehicle and let this sort of just put it on autopilot. They're preparing for autonomous driving. So, you know, I can take my hands off the wheel and the car will stay in between the lines for me. It'll stop at lights for me. It'll go at a green light. It'll stay away from little things on the side of the road. So it almost is. It's at a point now where it's assisting your driving. It's not full autonomy yet. So, you know, the fact that it has a lot of features that are in place for the future is a really, really cool thing. But we're not at full autonomy yet. But, you know, in the future, you know, in the next 5-10 years, that's where Tesla is looking to go with. So another added sort of feature for the sort of Tesla, and really any Tesla you pick up on the market. If you're in the market for a vehicle like this, my advice to you would be, you know, pick one up 1, maybe 2 years old. It seems like the depreciation, I think, on any sort of vehicle. Just as I say that, a nice Huracan goes flying by us. I would say any vehicle after a couple years is definitely going to be a little bit better buy. There goes a Maybach. My God, the cars are out today, guys. The cars are out. Yeah, in my opinion, if you're looking to save a little bit of money and don't need the most sort of current new technology, you know, this car, a couple years old, you're probably going to save, you know, in and around, you know, 20 grand. So I'd say that's kind of the sort of, you know, the cost efficient way to buy this thing. But again, if you want the newest, greatest, best sort of technology, newest thing, this is what you're going for. Bang for buck, this is the car to go for. All right, guys, so that's the review of the 2017 Tesla P100D. As I said before, performance, this thing is a 10 out of 10. Steering, sort of suspension, you know, I'd give it a sort of 7 out of 10. It was pretty good. In terms of flying under the radar and not being a flashy vehicle, very high ratings. In terms of you know, the computer and the technology and efficiency of the car, really high marks. I think, you know, it's obviously a very expensive car, but if you're looking for immediate torque, horsepower, and performance numbers, this is the best bang for your buck that you can possibly get. As always, guys, please browse the channel, like and subscribe. It really helps me as we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm doing an iPhone 11 giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. All you have to do is subscribe and comment to at least one of my videos in order to qualify for the giveaway. So, you know, message me in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys would love to see next on the channel as we move forward. All right, see you in the next one. Okay, here comes a Porsche Panamera beside us. Let's just show them what we got a little bit. So long! Oh God, that never gets old. That never gets old. Here we go. Woo! And 60 was way back there. That was about 100 in 4 seconds. 0 to 60, 2.8. The car behind me at that stoplight is like a little speck now.
Yeah.
That was unreal. Cool, really nice vehicle. This is my first Tesla experience, and you know, before this, I wasn't sold. I was never a Tesla guy. I was always big on, you know, V8 power and you know PDK Porsche manual gearbox. But after driving this, I'm a believer. I believe in electric sort of vehicles. I see the light. I see, you know, what there is to really like about